Okay, right now I'm creating a base, a small base for my Halloween village. I've roughed up the edges for texture. I just wanted to show you how I did that. This is just a little piece of styrofoam. It's very fragile. So I just take an ink pen with the end open, and I just start making lines. Very messy. It's all over the floor, but that's okay. I'm backing that up. I just came up with this idea on. I just wanted some texture last year for a base, and I'll show you what it looks like after I painted it. All that's coming down. And I don't want the edges to be sharp like this, so I want them to be kind of jagged. So I just take the end of the pen. Just kind of flake that off a little bit. You can do it as much as you want because this is really, really fragile, so it doesn't take very much effort. I don't want any sharp corners on any of these because it's supposed to be rocks and cliffs and things like that. I took a blade and cut these corners off. They didn't be sharp points. Okay. I like to do all four sides. I learned this because last year I didn't do that. I created my Halloween village to look a certain way, and I didn't finish the back sides of the couple of platforms that I did. So this year I'm doing another layout. So I realized that I kind of needed those other sides because I had them in a different format. So from here on out, I'm just going to do, for the most part, all the sides. This one looks a little crooked. Actually, you can go the other way a little bit because that's how rocks are. This is extremely messy. Terrible. But I got a vacuum cleaner. So just be really careful because, like I said, you can just blow on this practically and it'll tear apart. You can even do bigger gouges if that's what you want. But for what I'm doing, I'm just going to do it like this. Okay, and then I'll show you what it looks like after it's painted. Okay, this is another piece that I had last year. I think it was the same exact kind of styrofoam. It's very thin. I just scraped the edges like I did the other one, and I painted it all black, and I came back in and dry brushed some other colors, beige and white on it. I also used we have some black grit that we had used to tumble rocks or sandblasting or something. I think that's actually what it is, sandblasting grit. But you can use sand, and I added that to my base coat of black, and you can't really tell, but it created a really firm texture on here. I mean, I can scrape that, and it doesn't come off. It made it very sturdy. See, the back side I didn't do, so I'm probably going to end up doing that back side too. And then on the front, I took pieces of paper and just aluminum foil balls and put them on here and did the same thing with the texture, that grit, and created, I mean, when you touch it, it feels like rock. And that's a little cave in there. This year, this is going to be an elevated area. I've got to raise all this up, and there's going to be another cave in here. And then this that I just created is going to go, not sure if it matters which way, right here, in between those two. And then I've got some witches that I'm going to sit down here. This is another piece that I'm going to have a house up here. I created some stairs over here. I've got to glue all this down. And then it comes down to where the witches are, and this is going to be where their house is up here. And then this was just, you know, how these packaging things are. They've got like grooves in them. And I decided I was going to create this to be a little cave. I could paint this and make it look like a cave. And there's a ledge right here, and I could put like a skeleton or a skull up there. And I added, it was kind of too wide, so I added this piece. I glued that in. And then I poked a hole in the back side. I don't know if you can see. For light. So it'll be illuminated from the back of this, and it'll glow into here. But all this is going to be covered in a coating of paper towels and plaster. And pieces of styrofoam as rock. But that's as far as I've gotten so far.